tooth trouble? Read this before your next dental appointment. Chloe sits nervously in the dentist's waiting room.
Chloe Jones, please come on in.
Chloe sits down in the dentist's chair. The dentist places a bib on her chest.
So you mentioned an ache in your upper right side, right?
Yes, it is quite sharp. Is it a cavity?
It might be. Let's take a look.
The dentist examines Chloe's teeth.
How does it look?
It appears you have a small cavity. Your gums are a bit swollen too.
That sounds bad. Is that normal?
That's common near a cavity. We'll get your teeth cleaned and then give the cavity a filling.
Will it hurt much?
Not at all. We'll use an anesthetic to numb the area first, and the filling itself is very quick.
That's a relief. Let's get it over with.
The dentist removes the decay and fills the cavity.
We're all done. Now bite down to see if anything feels strange.
I feel great, thank you.
You're welcome. Remember to brush and floss regularly to maintain oral health.
Hello everyone, welcome to English for You. I'm Mike.
And I'm Laura.
And today we are back with the second day of our look at Chloe's visit to the dentist. Well, I can only hope that her visit to the dentist today is as good as my visit was yesterday. I went in, I had some pain in my tooth. In about 20 minutes, the dentist had me all fixed up, back on the street, feeling good and eating apples and everything.
Oh, wow, that's fast.
It was very good. Yeah, it was great. So I hope Chloe has the same problem. She has a cavity, maybe some problems with her gums, and she's going to visit a new dentist too, right? So that's a little scary. First time to do that, and you're in a lot of pain. So we wish her luck. Let's check out the dialogue and see what's going on. So as we begin, all right, we're there. It's time. It says Chloe sits nervously in the dentist's waiting room. Okay, well, hopefully she's not biting her fingernails because that could be bad for her teeth.
Right?
But if you're nervous, right, you're worried about something that might happen soon. It could be bad, it could be good, but you don't know and you feel a lot of tension, but hopefully she can calm down. And here's the good news. The waiting part is over. Often the waiting part is worse.
I know.
Right? Because your mind is going,
imagining things.
But things are happening now, and we know that because the dentist comes out and says, Chloe Jones, please come on in. So the dentist sees her, sort of introduces himself, and asks her to come into the dentist's office to begin the appointment.
OK， 所以看起来 Chloe 她非常紧张，坐在这个牙科等候室哦。那终于紧张的时刻过去，因为牙医就马上说：“哎 ，Chloe Jones 吗？请进。”
All right, so she's in there. She sits down in the dentist's chair. You know, if you've been to the dentist, they have that kind of weird shaped chair. It's like a chair bed thing.
Yeah.
And of course it moves, it goes up and down and sort of turns. So you end up kind of lying down, looking straight up. The dentist is looking straight down. And before they will begin, though, they also do something to protect your clothes. It says the dentist places a bib on her chest, right? So they're going to use water and, you know, things might come out. So they don't want it to get on you. So often you'll wear a bib. This is basically a paper towel that will kind of sit on your chest. It'll often be tied around your neck. And yes, it will cover your chest area. Your chest is basically the upper part of your body, all right? If we call this whole area from my neck, not including my arms, down to my legs, that would be my torso, okay? And the upper part of your torso would be your chest. This is where your heart is, your lungs are here, your ribs, those bones that make that cage around your heart and lungs. That's all your chest, not your stomach. That would be further down. Your chest would be up here. Here's an example. The big male gorilla pounded his chest and made some loud grunting sounds. Yes, gorillas don't hit their stomachs. That would hurt.
That would hurt a lot.
Do that.
OK， 所以如果你们有去牙医，应该会知道，他们先防止就是可能你的衣服会脏，就会给你一个围兜 bib， 就是这个字哦，它是一个名词。那放在你的胸部或者是胸膛前面 chest， 就是胸膛、胸部的意思，它是一个名词。要怎么用 chest 呢？ He felt a sharp pain in his chest and decided to see a doctor. Go quick. OK， 所以回到课文 ，Chloe 她坐在牙医的椅子上，那牙医就在她的胸膛上放了一个围兜咯。
All right, so now the dentist has never met Chloe before, but remember when she called yesterday, the receptionist got some information from Chloe about her problem, right? Do you have any problems? Do you feel pain? Tell me about it. So the dentist is reading that sort of simple report, that information he had. Okay, so Chloe Jones. And then he says, so you mentioned an ache in your upper right side, right? So he's reading what the report says, and he knows that on the phone yesterday, Chloe mentioned this pain, this ache, this uncomfortable feeling in a certain part of her mouth. He's asking, is this still true? Is this still a problem that you're having? Yeah, and an ache is basically a pain, all right? Yesterday, we also talked about having a sharp pain. Okay, a sharp pain is like someone is poking you with a knife or something like that. It's in one spot and it hurts a lot just in that little area. An ache is a different kind of pain. This won't be so sharp. It won't be so painful. You can probably get used to it, but it will be in an area of your body and it will kind of just hurt like this. Often it even goes with your heart. Right? When your heart beats, you kind of have this feeling right here. So, you know, if you've twisted your ankle or something, it will have a sharp pain at first, but then a few hours later, it might still hurt, but more like an ache. Okay, so an ache is a less painful pain, but it will be in an area of your body, not in one spot. And it might hurt for a long time. So that can also be very uncomfortable if you're trying to sleep or something like that. It can really bother you. For example, we could say, I've had this ache at the back of my neck for 2 days now. Do you know what it could be? Maybe you slept in a strange position, or you know, if you sleep on an airplane, you might find you have an ache in your neck too.
OK， 所以 ache 是什么呢？就是持续的疼痛啊。那注意那个 ch 是发 k 的音哦，它是一个名词。For example, she had an ache in her back after sitting for too long. 坐太久之后，她的背部感到隐隐作痛哦。那回到课文，牙医就他有说，你先前有提到你右上侧的牙齿会疼痛，对吗？没错，因为之前他有跟这个 receptionist 提到这个东西。
All right, so the doctor is basically saying, is this still a problem? This ache, this pain, this uncomfortable feeling? And Chloe says yes. She says, yes, it didn't just get fixed. It is still bothering me. And she says it is quite sharp. So it's maybe a bit more than an ache. It's a sharp pain. We also might call that an acute pain, right? A really painful spot in one little area. So it is quite sharp. She probably can't eat cold things or hot things, you know. She has to be careful not to chew the food here. She has to, because when she does, you get that pain and it really, really hurts very quickly. It's a sharp pain. So Chloe's trying to wonder and trying to guess sort of what is the problem? Why do I have this pain? She guesses a pretty common problem. Is it a cavity? Is it a hole in my tooth that is now causing me this pain? And the dentist says, it might be. It probably is, but of course, he's a scientist, he's a doctor. He has to make sure he doesn't just guess at the problem. He has to find it. So he says it might be. Let's take a look. The dentist examines Chloe's teeth.
OK， 所以 Chloe 就说是的，疼得很厉害，是蛀牙吗 ？Cavity。那这个牙医就说，可能是哦。所以呢，他就说我们要来检查看看哦。所以这时候呢 ，the dentist examines 就是牙医他就检查 Chloe 的牙齿。
All right, so Chloe's there in the chair and the doctor's had a quick look in her mouth. Chloe really wants to know what's going on and if it's going to be bad. So she says, how does it look? In other words, what do you see? What do you think? Now you've examined my mouth. Am I in big trouble? Or is this just a small problem? And the dentist says, it appears you have a small cavity. Okay, that's not terrible. I think she expected to have a cavity. A small cavity means it will be easy to fix. They won't have to pull the tooth out or anything like that. No. A small cavity is a small problem for the dentist to fix. But there is one other thing the dentist notices your gums are a bit swollen too. The dentist says, okay, so her gums are swollen. Now this word swollen is the adjective of the verb to swell. When something gets bigger, especially if it fills up with liquid or something, it swells, okay? And often when different parts of our body might get hurt or injured, imagine if you fall on your wrist or you twist your ankle or fall hard on your knees if you fall off a bicycle maybe. You might notice an hour later that area, it hurts. And suddenly it seems to get fatter. It seems to get much larger, that area. The skin is now bigger and getting stretched. It is now swollen. All of the blood is rushing there to try to heal and repair and fix your injury, the damage that's been happening. So because of that, it gets red and it often gets swollen. Here's an example. Denise works hard at her job and has to walk around all day. When she gets home, her feet are usually quite swollen and painful. If you've ever walked around all day for work or maybe you're sightseeing or something, you take your shoes off once you get home. 20 minutes later, your feet get fat and swollen and they're very painful. It hurts to walk on them.
OK， 所以牙医就说，你看起来似乎有一点一个小蛀牙就是 cavity。当我们用 it appears you have， 就是您看起来有什么什么的状况。不过接下来这个状况是 Chloe 没有想到，他说，你的牙龈也有点肿胀哦，就是 swollen 这个字哦，它是一个形容词哦，肿胀的。For example, his ankle was swollen after he twisted it during the game. 比赛中扭伤脚踝后，他的脚踝肿胀了。No.
Chloe's a little worried about this swollen gums news that the dentist just gave her. She doesn't exactly know what all that means. So she says, that sounds bad. I think she expected the cavity, right? But the swollen gums is like, ooh, this is new information and I don't like the sound of it. It sounds bad. It sounds like it could be a big problem. And so she asks, is that normal? Okay, so often when we go to a doctor, we don't really understand our body and our problems and what's going on. So, is it normal to have swollen gums when I also have a cavity? Or is this like two problems now, the cavity and the gum? So is it normal? Is it what you expect to see? Is it usual? Is it common? Or is it strange or weird or scary or really unusual or something like that? So basically, swollen gums with a cavity, is that what happens all the time? Or is that very strange and very, something special and not normal? She wants to know. For example, for the word normal, we could say, it was a normal day for Erin. She woke up, had breakfast, and then flew a plane at over 1,500 kilometers per hour. Erin is a fighter pilot.
Okay,
so that's a normal day.
Normal.
That's a normal day for her. For you and me, it's the craziest day of our life. But for her, it's usual, it's common, it's what she expects. It's normal.
OK， 惨了 ，Chloe 现在觉得蛀牙加上这个牙龈流血肿胀，她说听起来很糟糕，这是正常的吗 ？Is it normal? Normal 就是正常的、平常的，这是一个形容词。For example, it's normal to feel nervous before a big presentation.
All right, so she's got a cavity, she's got swollen gums, but the swollen gums, is that normal? So the dentist tells her, that's common near a cavity. All right, so if you have a cavity and the gums around that tooth happen to get a little bigger or swollen, that is not strange, that is very normal. We'll get your teeth cleaned and then give the cavity a filling, and I'm sure her gums will go back to normal, will stop being swollen. after a day or two as well.
Nice, OK， 所以原来这在蛀牙附近是很常见的啦。那这时候牙医说了 ，We'll get your teeth cleaned and then give the cavity a filling。我们会先帮你的这个牙齿清洁一下，然后再补蛀牙。其中的名词 filling 就是补牙的填充物啦。
So Chloe's very happy she's getting help, but she's also still a little worried. Remember, she's been in pain for a few days, so she's not really hoping for more pain. You know, when you fix the tooth, is this, well, she says, will it hurt much when you fix the tooth? She knows she'll feel better, you know, tomorrow.
Right.
But she's just worried about fixing the tooth in the dentist's office. Will it be very painful? Will it hurt much? But don't worry, the dentist says not at all. That means no, there will be no pain. And he has a good reason to be so sure and confident. No, not at all, no pain. We'll use an anesthetic to numb the area first. And the filling itself is very quick. Yes, absolutely. If you've been to the dentist and had some of these problems, you know they use special chemicals that basically block pain. Your mouth will feel a little funny.
You can feel it.
But to numb the pain basically means there will be no feeling in your mouth. They can do things, your mouth will feel funny to you, but you will not feel the pain. The anesthetic takes care of that.
Chloe 跟我一样很担心会不会很痛，不过牙医就是安抚他说不会啦，我们先用这个 anesthetic 是什么呢？就是麻醉剂或是麻醉药，然后它会麻痹那个区域，所以补牙的过程是很快的。而其中我们提到的 numb 这个动词就是使什么什么失去感觉，或是使哪个部位麻醉。OK， 所以呢，这里我们又看到 filling 哦，这里是当做动名词来用，就表示填充的动作或是整个过程啦。
All right, well, this is very good news for Chloe. She was not looking forward to more pain. So she says, that's a relief. Phew, when you do that, when you sort of fear something, but then it doesn't happen. You have this sort of light feeling. All your worries are going away. That is the feeling of relief. That's a relief. The bad news will not happen. And then she just kind of says, Jayo, let's get it over with. Let's go. Go, doctor. I'll just lie here. Give me the anesthetic. I'll close my eyes. I'll think of going shopping or something. And you do your job, Mr. Dentist. Thank you, sir. So all of this probably is a big relief to Chloe. She will get relief from the pain, and she has a lot of relief even now in her mind because everything should be fine and normal and it won't hurt. So that is the feeling of relief, a feeling of happiness, or also just a feeling of fear and bad things not happening when you find out that the bad news will not come true. The bad situation has been avoided. Everything will be okay. The feeling of relief is when your troubles just go away. For example, I loved our long hike today, but to be honest, it will be a relief to finally get home and sit down. So I had a good time, but I'm also looking forward to finishing this long walk.
Okay, relief 就是没错，就是有种解脱，如释重负啊，然后就是好加载，这样子是一个名词哦。For example, she felt a great sense of relief when the test results came back negative. It's probably COVID. And get something over with 就是做什么或是结束不乐意但是必须做的某个事物，像是呢我们提到的去看牙医 I just want to get this dentist appointment over with. 我只想要快速结束这次的牙医看诊哦，所以课文这时候 Chloe 就是说啊，真是松一口气，赶快完成吧，她想要赶快补牙这样。
All right, so back in our article, we see the dentist removes the decay and fills the cavity. The dentist fixes Chloe's tooth.
Right, okay. Decay 是什么呢？就是腐蚀的部分，也就是蛀牙啦，这是一个名词，所以他就把蛀牙赶快去除掉，然后帮他补牙咯。
All right, so the dentist wants to do a few checks before he knows it's all finished and done well. He says to Chloe, we're all done. We're all finished. It should be time to go home. But first, he says, now bite down to see if anything feels strange. They've done some things with your teeth. They want to make sure the pain is gone. So they just make sure she bites down like she would bite if she was eating food later today and see if there's any pain in doing that very common action, right? Because to bite down is basically just to bring your bottom teeth and your top teeth together the way you would when you are biting or chewing or cutting into food. You will have the teeth touch when you bite down without the food in your mouth. But even, if you're eating something that you need to bite, you have to bite down on the sandwich before you can start to chew it and eat it.
For sure. 所以这个牙龈应该是要确认它这个牙齿的咬合是不是 OK 哦。所以 bite down 就是咬合或是咬住。那 bite 动词三态来学习一下，就是 bite, bit, bitten.
All right, so Chloe does that. She bites down, maybe she kind of moves the tooth, maybe touches it. She finds no problem. She says, I feel great, thank you. And the dentist says, you're welcome. Remember to brush and floss regularly to maintain oral health. That's a good bit of advice from the dentist as Chloe leaves because, yes, you want to have oral health. When we say oral, O-R-A-L, this means of the mouth. So anything that has to do with the mouth, and often language or speaking or something like that, but definitely in a doctor's office, anything to do with the mouth, we will use the verb oral. The adjective oral. That just means of or related to the mouth. For example, excuse me, Mrs. Shaw, will you give us an oral or written English exam next week?
OK， 所以我们刚刚其实还看到 floss 这个动词就是用牙线清洁。那 oral 这个形容词就是口腔的。For example, regular oral hygiene is important for maintaining healthy teeth and gums. 那刚刚牙医说了一个很重要的哦，就是大家要记得做这件事情。Remember to brush and floss regularly to maintain oral health. 也叫定期刷牙，还有使用牙线清洁，这样才可以保持口腔健康哦。不想错过更多精彩的 English for You 内容，就快点订阅我们的 YouTube 频道和追踪 Facebook 吧。
And we have our chat question here. We've already learned a few things from our friendly dentist that you can do for oral health. What are some other healthy habits or tips for a better oral health?
Okay, some healthy habits or tips for better oral health are to brush your teeth at least twice or 3 times a day after I eat. I do that. And floss at least, 3 times, I think, as many times I do that.
Wow, okay.
And drinking lots of water can help keep your mouth clean and rinse away food particles. Additionally, make sure to visit your dentist every 6 months for professional cleanings and checkups.
Absolutely. And try to avoid sweet and sugary drinks. Those are some of the worst things you can have for your teeth if you have them.
Goodbye chocolate.
Quite often, Try not to have in soda, pop, things like that. Try to avoid those things. But yes, definitely do see your dentist every 6 months. That is very good advice. All right, thanks for joining us, guys. We wish you the happiest teeth you can manage to have. Take care of yourselves and your teeth, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Chest. The doctor asked Gary to show her his chest so she could listen to his heartbeat. Ache. I have an ache in my back and it's been making it hard to sleep at night. Swollen. Ned's ankle became badly swollen after he fell down the stairs and hurt it. Normal. It's normal to feel nervous before you speak in public, but practicing can help you feel more confident. Relief. The mother felt a sense of relief when the doctor said that her son was okay. Oral. Brushing your teeth well and visiting the dentist regularly are important for maintaining oral health.
智慧小补帖
Bib. Anesthetic. Numb. decay. Floss.